Hello and welcome to the Cottages.
The channel about traditional cottage life.
My name's Joe.
And I'm Lydia. It's the start of March and spring has come, a time for new beginnings and making plans for the year ahead.
At the start of February, we thought we'd be rebuilding our bathroom. However, we hit a few snags, as you'll see here. Our bathroom is a mess. The last owner replaced rotten floorboards with mismatched timber, making the toilet rock and leak. And we had to check if the rot signalled deeper issues, like damaged joists. So, we opened up the boxed-in pipe area to investigate. I don't think we're rescuing this. I just have to hope that we don't just end up bashing through the floor and then end up downstairs by accident. That'd be fun. Now, this is the moment of truth. Ow. So do you want to explore the joist?
The joist, what, find out if it's rotten or not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bit nerve-wracking standing on the joist while exploring it, in case I find out it's
absolutely. Well, we've been walking on it for ages.
It's not looking very strong to me. How deep is it? I'll just sit on the joist that I'm poking apart.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel like wood. That is wood. So, this top bit is clearly rotten.
Yeah.
I don't know how deep that's going to go and I don't want to pull it apart too much.
I think it's stronger at the bottom.
Well, I'm not convinced it does.
Yeah, good fun.
Because the joists were in such a worrying state, we had to investigate them at the other end of the house. If the full length of any joists were rotten, we'd be in big trouble.
It's not very rotten.
In my highly experienced opinion, I'd say these are not too rotten. They look alright, there's some cobwebs up there, but given the number of spiders in that bedroom, it's not surprising. Everything's been, in fact, you can see the old wallpaper from where this used to be, there didn't used to be a ceiling filled in. They look pretty solid.
They do look pretty solid.
My concern was that it is cement rendered on the front of the house and cement plastered on the inside, and so I was concerned that there was lots of trapped moisture there, rotting away all of our joists across the whole building. We know that this joist spans the entire depth of the house and the other end of it is rotten, but what we're hoping is that it's only rotten because of historic bathroom leaks, which we know are true because all of those floorboards were rotten.
Yeah. I think that's quite a positive result. Yeah. Well, or based on the evidence of these two, or whether there are any others somewhere else that might be.
Sure, but that's a problem for another day. Let's not go finding problems.
But that is much more encouraging. We know that we need to do some joist work to be able to progress to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And fix up those joists on that end.
Yeah, we need to do more research now on how do you fix a joist without replacing it. And we also need an alternative toilet before we can disconnect the current one.
We do. So things are getting a bit complicated, a bit messy inside, and that means that we are probably going to have to move some things out of the house. But where do we put those things? Where do we put us while we're doing stuff in the house? We have some derelict structures dotted around the site, and it would be wonderful to be able to reuse these as storage solutions by rebuilding them and filling them with some of the items that are currently clogging up the house. that would then allow us to start working on the house properly. However, there's one small catch in that we don't quite know what the planning permission sort of situation is on this slightly unusual plot. So we've applied to the council to get their opinion on what we need to do next. So we can't quite start rebuilding these yet, unfortunately. What we can do is take advantage of this glorious weather, note shorts in March, by tackling the garden. Hello and welcome to Gardeners. So I'm digging this bit, getting rid of the brambles and some of the knotweed, and trying to make some space for us to grow vegetables on.
Gloves on my hands, tools at the ready, swearing at thorns, but keeping my heady. Sweat on my brow as I pull and I hack, clearing this overgrown patch, digging out knotweed, yanking up bramble. If you're digging this tune, like and subscribe. Breaking the stone where the weeds used to ramble. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Let's go and see what Lydia's up to, shall we? Ooh. Hello. 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 Wow. What are you getting up to?
Well, it's really swampy up here.
Hang on. I think I should put a microphone on you.
All right. Well, what I was saying was, this whole area is really boggy, and by boggy I just mean, like, if I just demonstrate. I mean, like, really squelchy. Oh, I'm going to lose my boot. Oh, I actually am going to lose my boot. Wait a second.
Do you want me to help?
Let me just save myself. Ah. Okay, let me just climb out to talk to you, because this is a bit much for me.
Is it a bit
Try
much?
and think, while also being sucked into the mire, the mud and the mire. Anyway, it's very boggy round here. And basically, there's also a lot of water that's running down over there. So down to our house, our neighbour's house, there's loads of water that's constantly running off through the hillside. And our neighbour reckoned that it didn't used to be that bad. So basically, I'm trying to find out, where is all this water coming from? It suggests on some maps, I think, maybe Joe can tell me, that there's a spring up here labelled on some maps.
Yeah, there's springs, and there was an old, effectively a water tower, or a reservoir. Which
Like
I think,
a tank or like a...
Well, yeah, which I think is the thing you're standing next to. So this would
Well,
have
that
supplied...
wall?
Yeah, well this
Okay.
wall. So this I think would have supplied drinking water to the village.
Ah,
I found an article where there was
Okay.
a drought,
yeah.
and in response to the drought, they built like a reservoir to
A
make sure that there
drought
was
in
water.
Wales.
A drought in Wales. Can you imagine such
Okay.
a thing?
And do you remember what sort of era that was?
No, but I'll put the article up. It'll be sort of here.
Well, that doesn't tell me, does it?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, very interesting. A long time ago, I assume. Okay, this is what I want to know then. So why is there water running through two different places here, if there's one spring? Is there a third lot of water that's running down to our house and causing damp problems? And is there a way, if it's drinking water, is there a way of us, making this a more useful water source than currently a sort of boggy area of land? That's what I want to know. So I'm basically trying to channel the water. You can't really tell because I've already just done it, but there's now 2 channels of water coming down, whereas before it was just a generally wet mass. I think basically it's all got really silted up from a lot of vegetation, but maybe there's a problem. So let's go and have a look and see if we can find where the source of the water is. We can go a bit higher up than I've gone already.
Yep.
So look, I found this. I think this is metal. It might be concrete. Let's have a little look. I thought this was a bridge and the stream was going through it. But then I dug a bit further and found the stream was actually coming around here. And this looks like a massive pipe.
Mm.
So do you think this could have been... Presumably the water was going down to the village, which is over there.
Yeah.
Do you think that could be the pipe coming out of the tank?
Well, it's coming out the top of the tank.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Oh, someone's plant pots. See, this is why it's such slow going, because got all this to deal with at the same time. That's why you should never litter. Let's just let this water through.
Yeah.
You ready? This is where you're going to get a sudden rush.
A sudden surge. Ooh,
There we go.
that's
Whee!
good fun.
It is quite fun, water play and mud play. And then that clump might get caught further down and cause another...
Oh.
That's fun, isn't it? So you wish you weren't digging a veg patch down the bottom. You wish you'd come up here to play water play, didn't
Well,
you?
it does look fun.
It does look fun, it is fun. And now I'm like giving it a better, like clearer course, which helps the water to flow a bit like, well, obviously straighter. Also actually makes it flow a bit faster. But of course, there's a real problem with doing that too much, because it's one of the causes of flooding. Is when all the streams get straightened out by landowners who are like, oh, let me just dig a nice straight ditch and all
Yeah.
the water goes straight into it. It means that the runoff then all happens a lot more quickly. So you're more likely to get flooding. I don't think it's a problem for us. I don't think we're going to flood that stream at all down the bottom that this is flowing into. But it's very interesting. So yeah, this is not always a good thing to do. But I think in this situation it's okay. Right, so let's get a bit further.
Ooh.
Right, let's crunch our way through here. Kind of looks like there's some trees growing out at the top of it.
Now, I've made a mistake.
What's that then?
I left the camera running down the hill.
Should we go and get it? Can I go and get back and get it and we'll bring it up here?
Would that be okay?
Yeah.
So Lydia's going to go down there because she's brave and
I'm going to go down there?
a bit silly.
Am I? Am I brave and silly?
Brave and
I
silly.
don't know how deep it is, of course. Well, look, there's a pipe there. Can you see that pipe?
The pipe.
Look. It looks like a broken pipe, and interestingly, nothing's coming out of it. So the water... Where's the water actually coming from, then?
Well, from here.
From where? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Look, there's a pipe here. This is not just a stream. So this is not the source. This has been piped to here from another source somewhere else. So I wonder where that pipe goes. I also wonder what that pipe's made of. Wait a second. That is a plastic pipe.
Plastic pipes, it's not very
Yes,
old.
that's dating it a bit, isn't it? So where do you think that pipe's come from?
Wherever that comes from, it's nowhere near our land.
Oh, there's some here. Look.
What?
Need a better tool than this. This is not the right tool for the
No,
job.
it's really not.
But look, can you just see in there that there's water flowing? Can you see it?
Oh yeah, yeah, I can.
So
Okay.
we could explore that another time.
So that is effectively just creating a part. That's creating a drain under this path.
Possibly. It's not pipes, this though. Don't know if it's coming out of a pipe.
There probably is a pipe like further
Oh,
towards you.
do you think it's like a
so that
culvert,
It's a
basically?
culvert, yeah.
Right, okay. So that's not necessarily clean then, what's coming out. It's not necessarily been piped from a source.
No, I think it's just. So yeah, I mean, if you look at the landscape, we're in
Yeah.
this valley,
Yeah.
and it would be natural that there would be some sort of stream
Coming
that
down.
would follow this valley down,
Yeah.
and a little stream, little boggy stream, kind of makes sense.
A boggy stream, but they use it for drinking water. Okay, how's this for a theory. There was a boggy stream, and then they wanted to use this area for the coal mining,
Yeah.
and they built that brick building, and therefore this path was going somewhere, because that presumably wasn't a nursing home at the time of the cold. That's a more modern building.
No, and there were cottages up here as well.
Okay, so maybe this was a path going across. They just stuck a culvert in, which means if we cleared that area, we might then be able to find where the water's coming from. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant to us. I don't realise you don't actually need to know where the original spring is.
A boggy stream might just be a spring, because obviously in the saddle of a hill like that is actually kind of where a spring might be.
Will come. I mean, just from interest's sake, I'd quite like to dig that out to see. But what's actually like a useful thing is to work out where the water's going from this point, because to me, where the water's coming out here seems like a long way away from where we were seeing it coming out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with this tank thing you're talking about, which looks to me like a stone wall. So I think we need to explore further.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I go jump down the hole and see what happens?
Yeah. Do you want to explore the tank first?
Oh, if you found the tank, yeah, show me the tank.
Well, it's that way.
Okay.
There's this brick arch that's just forming the
Ooh,
roof of
that is interesting.
this tank, or this reservoir, but it's sort of. I don't think it's a mine entrance.
Okay.
Because obviously there's a building around it,
So
and we've
what is
got
in there?
those pipes. But
Oh, loads of rubbish, loads of fly tipping.
Loads of fly tipping.
Is that glass? So that's going to make it a bit
Oh,
dangerous to go
all
down there,
sorts,
isn't it?
I don't really
If
want to go down
how
there.
far can I put this
Well,
camera
the
in?
other thing is I don't necessarily trust the roof.
I think the roof isn't going to fall on you if there's nothing changing on the roof. Like, you know, if you went and jumped on top of the roof while I was down there, that would be bad. Wow, look at that. Oh, there's light
that is
coming in at
cool.
the other end.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a lot of rubbish, but is there any water in there? What do you
There
think?
might be further down, mightn't there?
There might be.
Under the rubbish.
But it's looking pretty dry from what I can see. Certainly not a full tank, is it? What is that down the end? I can't even see where that light's coming in. I think there's just a hole at the far end.
Yeah.
Maybe where it's been damaged. Right, okay, well this is a very interesting find. So, if this was a massive water tank, then that means what?
Well,
what is this?
originally water would have flowed into it.
What's that thing? It's like been bricked up. Is it like a doory thing? But then it's got bricks in it? Yeah, you show it. Show it to the world. And is that massive lumps of stone there?
It's like an iron hatch or something.
It does
isn't
look like a hatch, but it's got bricks in it, which is weird.
And there's also like a bracket for a hinge.
Okay, so let's say this was a really old tank, and by the mining period they weren't using it. Would you think? No, it's not that old, is it? 'Cause it's been made of brick, not stone.
Well, it could be Victorian. But as I say,
Yeah, but the
I was gonna
miners
put
were
the-
here before the Victorian.
But I'll put the date of it.
Okay, all right. I won't speculate until I know the answer. Right, here we go. Okay, so I'm allowed to go down here, am I? Let's see what I can find.
Okay. She's going for it.
Well, I haven't actually sunk very much. It's less sinky than that. Right, it does seem to be going out in this corner. Let's see if I can figure out where it's going to. Oh, do you know what the best thing would be to do?
What's
Would
that?
actually be to block up the flow temporarily. I don't know if you're
Send
able
it
to do
where?
that. Maybe it is flowing that way. Okay, I don't know. I think I'd have to clear out this whole area to figure it out, which needs better tools than what we've currently got. So it depends whether right now you want to go get other tools and dig this out and have a look.
Do you want to find out what's going on? Yeah, I suppose you do. Yeah, let's go and get some tools.
All right, what do we need then? Secateurs?
Secateurs.
Something better for like scooping out with, like a bucket?
All the better for scooping out with.
Okay, here goes. That's what I was saying. I should have worn leather ones because these are waterproof at the moment.
Do you want me to?
My leather ones.
Do you want me
Are...
to grab my gloves and help? I'll do that. I'll help. Oh.
So it's not that deep, is it?
No, not at this stage. They're like man-made brambles,
They are like man-made brambles.
but like deadlier.
Were they invented during World War One, or am I imagining that? I think it was a thing before that.
It's a good theory, but I would have imagined that they would have been invented for the American frontier, for enclosing vast areas of prairie.
Well, I'd like you to research that, please,
Okay.
and let us know. As the historical and archaeological expert of the team.
Oh.
Lovely.
We got that crate, haven't we? I'll go and get that crate.
I'll get it.
Sure.
Yeah. Property of boots. Please return on your next delivery to the store's service centre.
I don't think it got to return
Failure
to
to do so will affect the service to your store.
Amazing sludge, how deep the water.
Oh, you're a strong man, Joseph.
The particular knotweed sludge.
Yeah, I know. I think that's why everything had got so silted up, because the knotweed really produces.
Yeah.
Just to make this clear, Joe is not trying to remove the water from this. He's just trying to remove all the sludge, in case it looks to anyone like he's bailing out a bottomless pit.
Why are we doing this?
We want to know where the outlet is. So at any point when you can figure out where the outlet is, you can stop bailing.
Well, I can't really figure out whether. I don't know.
That's why we have to stop the input. I could try and work out a way of stopping the input if you want. Or I could just stick my foot in it like you did. Ooh, broken glass. Well, if I blocked the end of this temporarily,
With what?
then it will just fill up over there somewhere,
Well,
I
we don't
reckon.
have a really drain. We don't have anything. We need like a pipe cover or something.
Yeah, or even just a big stone I was thinking would work. So what I'd like you to do really is to see if the water level reduces at all.
Because obviously the flow seems to have reduced.
Yeah, but I can't see the water level reducing.
Well, no, it would take because there's a lot of water there. It would take.
There's a lot of water. I don't know how long.
It might take half an hour to empty.
I don't think I could sit over half an hour.
And what I would expect to be able to see is the other side where the water was. I'd expect to see a build-up of water
Yeah,
this end.
so would I.
I can see water.
I'm gonna have to let go, love.
Is it too?
I'm gonna come and see the fun explosion of water.
Yeah, go on.
So we could potentially reduce the flow a little bit by doing something like that, but I don't think. I was hoping that the outlet would be more visible. I thought we'd be able to see the movement of water of where it was going to, and we couldn't.
I think another day, rather than you sitting there holding that end on,
Yeah.
we could put something else that holds the end on.
I mean, diverting it is a better option for being able to see what's going on.
Divert it round that
Well,
way.
that was what I was wondering, was whether we could just dig that. Where would the water go then?
Well, it would
it's
still go in the
puddled
same.
down
It would still go down in that
Go down to
direction, but
next
it would
door's
go
garden.
through the
Take it
land
back.
here.
It wouldn't matter because it just soak away in the land, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
That's what we're talking about.
in the sort of same way that it is now. It's difficult to know, isn't it?
Anyway, I think this is an interesting discovery. Basically, there's a massive like stone and brick tank thing there, which is now unfortunately full of rubbish.
Yeah.
We've got water coming, which might be from some sort of spring over there. And somehow the water from here, we assume this is the same water, is then getting all the way to the other side of the tank, where it's then carving what seems to be a new path rather than like an old path.
So I think there has been a little trickle of a stream going down there for a long time. It's just it's just that it's going the way that it's now flowing around the tank is not right.
It's a new thing.
And that's probably what's causing the water.
Causing problems.
It might be causing some of the water to come down.
Yeah, into our garden rather than into the stream.
Yeah, and then into our back wall.
Well, yeah, we don't have a garden, do we? Into our back wall.
So we're just going to do this another day. Try and see whether we can find a different solution.
I think we need to have a little think about it.
Yeah. As you can tell from the golden hour, beautiful, glorious sunlight is getting late in the day, so probably not the time to start attempting a big project of diverting all this water somewhere else. Anyway, what was I doing? I was...
Joe has dug over a lovely allotment patch here. But I'm a bit concerned that it comes right up to the footpath, which kind of goes along here, and that I'm a bit concerned that the soil from the allotment patch is going to keep just falling down a bit onto the footpath and making it all muddy, and there's not really a clear line or boundary between the two. And I've decided to go for some sort of brush hedge, so just like a dead hedge basically. I've got loads and loads of twiggy offcuts from the willow tree that I'm cutting down, and I think I'm going to try using those. I've never done this before.
That is not safe.
Look, I'm not going to cut all the way through. Just starting the cut and trying to work out what I can reach.
The health and safety officer does not approve.
Yeah, all right. Can you help me get down or not?
Okay, you're going to come down?
But my plan is to use some of the slightly thicker bits that I've been cutting off the willow tree, bash them into the ground, and then put the twigs in between to form a boundary. Now, I'm well aware that willow can regrow quite easily, so it is possible that these stakes would take root and actually start growing, in which case I might need to do something about that. But I figure I'll give it a try, because, you know, it's how I like to do things.
Another job at this time of year is to suffer the annual haircut.
Might be a bit of a girly haircut. I'm not really used to cutting men's hair. Yeah, I wouldn't say either of us are experienced haircutters.
That is still tie-uppable.
Is it? That felt like it was falling down to me.
Oh, it's because
Oh, okay, yeah, that's alright. Just need to cut you off. Oh, this is a lot, my dear.
no, it's longer on this side, you see.
You can't just keep cutting.
You can.
Well, that is a little bit like I used to have it as a 13-year-old when my mum used to cut my hair. There it is. Oh, not down my neck.
It doesn't even... It's sometimes a bit silly.
Thank you very much, my dear.
So yeah, that was a bit of a weird video.
So we had a really helpful chat with someone from the planning department and the council, and our next step really is just to repair what we've got before we go down the lengthier route of thinking about anything new.
Yeah, but that's for a future video. So the nature of the project is that we need to be flexible and plans change, and so that means that some of the videos are going to be maybe not as planned, but hopefully you'll enjoy them nonetheless. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.